Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Love is worth living for. Your grace paid my way. Your mercy gives me the power to forgive like you forgave. I'll stand when it's hard, Lord. I know you're on my side. You sent me out to be your witness with power from on high.
There once was a giant named Goliath who taunted the Israelite army, yelling terrible things about God and hurling insults at them. The Israelites were terrified of him. Even King Saul was afraid. Goliath asked for one Israelite soldier to fight him, man to man, but no one would come forward except for a young shepherd boy named David. David went to King Saul of the Israelites and said, "I will fight Goliath. I am not afraid." King Saul doubted David because he was only a boy, and he said, "Don't be ridiculous. There's no way you can win." But David told Saul about how he had scared off and killed fierce and wild animals that had tried to get his father's sheep, and how he used his shepherd's staff and his slingshot to protect the flock. David knew that with God on his side, he could do the same to Goliath. So King Saul let David go, but he made David try on his own armor to use as protection. The armor was heavy and clunky, and David was not used to it, so he chose to leave the armor behind. He knew in his heart that he only needed God's protection, his slingshot, and 5 smooth stones to defeat the giant. Goliath laughed at David when he approached him, calling him bad names and taunting him too. But David was not afraid. He said to Goliath, "God will hand you over to me and I will strike you down. It is God who will conquer you and I will win." And so, David put one smooth stone into his slingshot, aimed right at Goliath, and fired. Goliath fell to the ground, dead. And so, the giant was defeated by a young shepherd boy named David.
Hi guys. Now, the story of David and Goliath is a popular story, and a lot of you have heard that story before. And in the story, Goliath really was this big, mean, ugly giant, and he was coming against God's people, and no one wanted to fight him. And here's little David, just a little guy, but he trusted that God would be with him, and he faced Goliath and he defeated him. Now, Goliath, actually for you and I, is represented in things like bullies, problems, these obstacles that come our way and we don't really know how we're going to fight them. And it may be an actual bully at school. It may be something going on at home. It may be something that you're afraid of that you just don't know how you're going to be able to overcome. And what David and Goliath, the story of David and Goliath, it tells us that God will be with us. We can trust God to fight our battles and know that nothing in our life is so big that it can overcome God. We can have daring faith just like David. And we're going to see in just a few minutes our friends in space, those interesting characters, Hank and Charlie. We're going to watch as they show trust as well. See you guys.
Roger, roll, Challenger.
For thousands of years, people have looked up to the stars and wondered what's beyond. Thoughts of distant galaxies, strange planets, and possibly even life unlike any we've known on Earth. But no one could have ever imagined in the deep expanse of our universe lives one furry creature with 4 legs and a jetpack. Bah. His name is Space Goat, and he's here to help you, and he's here to help us, here to help us answer life's toughest questions. How tall was Goliath? Over 9 feet? 1,000 inches? 3 feet. Exactly! Goliath was over 9 feet tall. Well done, cadets. Goliath was part of what army? The hamster army? The Philistine army? The Syrian army? Yes, indeed, Goliath was in fact part of the Philistine army. Well done. What gave David the confidence that he would win against Goliath? He read it in a fortune cookie? He trusted that God was on his side? Or he lifted a lot of weights? Perfect! David trusted that God was on his side. Until next time, stay spacey.